Hi guys, welcome to M Factor. The topic here we gotta discuss today is about the digestive system. The system of organs responsible for getting food into and out of the body and for making use of food to keep the body healthy. Digestive system. Digestion is defined as the process by which food is broken down into simpler chemical substances that can be absorbed and used as nutrients by the body. Function of the digestive system. To get through the function of the digestive system, let's get through the digestive system from the mouth to the anus. First one, ingestion or the consumption of food substances. Breaking them into small particles, transportation of small particles to different areas of the digestive tract, secretion of necessary enzymes and other substances for digestion, digestion of the food particles, and then comes the absorption and the removal of unwanted substances from the body. And that's what digestion is. Now guys, let's have a look at the functional anatomy of the digestive system. Digestive system is made up of gastrointestinal tract or the alimentary canal and accessory organs. Digestive system is made up of two types of organs, the primary and the secondary or the accessory organs. Primary digestive organs are the organs where actual digestion takes place, while the secondary or the accessory digestive organs are the organs that helps the primary digestive organs in the process of digestion. So it's clear that under the primary digestive organs it comes the mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine and the large intestine, while under the accessory digestive organs that helps the primary digestive organs the process of digestion are those teeth, tongue, salivary gland, liver, exocrine part of the pancreas, gallbladder. That's all. Now let's have a look at the wall of the gastrointestinal tract. In general, the wall of the gastrointestinal tract or the GI tract has four layers: mucus layer, submucous layer, muscular layer and the serous layer, also known as the fibrous layer. Mucus layer is the innermost layer that faces the cavity of the gastrointestinal tract that always comes in contact with the food particles and all. It has got three layers: the epithelial lining, the outermost layer, the lamina propria and muscularis mucosa. Epithelial lining always comes in contact with the food particles. This layer is formed of stratified squamous epithelial cells, but not everywhere, cause the mucous membrane lining the stomach, small intestine and large intestine has columnar epithelial cells. And next comes the lamina propria. It's formed of connective tissues containing fibroblasts, macrophages, lymphocytes, eosinophils and all those. And then comes the muscularis mucosa. Muscularis mucosa is a thin layer of smooth muscle fibers, as the name indicates, and is present everywhere but not in the mouth and the pharynx. It present only from the esophagus only. It's absent in mouth and the pharynx. After the mucus layer comes the submucous layer. Submucous layer, like the muscularis layer itself, is present everywhere but absent in the mouth and the pharynx, only from the esophagus only. It's formed of connective tissues and fibers, reticular fibers, elastic fibers, collagen fibers and all. This is the layer where the lymphatic vessels, nerve plexus and the blood vessels are present. Next comes the muscular layer. Muscular layer is made of muscles. Muscles may either be of skeletal muscles or the smooth muscles or both. Lips, cheeks and wall of pharynx. Those are voluntary organs and contains skeletal muscles. While esophagus is both voluntary and involuntary, so it contains both skeletal and smooth muscles. Next comes the wall of the stomach, small intestine and the large intestine. These are involuntary organs and so it contains smooth muscles only. Smooth muscle fibers in stomach are arranged in three layers: inner oblique layer, middle circular layer and the outer longitudinal layer. In the small intestine and the large intestine, in the intestines it's arranged in just two layers: inner circular layer and the outer longitudinal layer. Next is the serous or the fibrous layer. The outermost layer of the gastrointestinal tract is either serous or fibrous in nature. Serous membrane is formed of connective tissues and the mesoepithelial cells. It covers the stomach, small intestine or the large intestine. While the fibrous layer, also called as fibrosa, is formed of connective tissues only. It covers pharynx and esophagus. Now let's have a look at the nerve supply to the gastrointestinal tract. GI tract has two types of nerve supply. intrinsic nerve supply and the extrinsic nerve supply. Intrinsic nerve supply forms the enteric nervous system that controls all the secretion and the movements of the GI tract. Enteric nervous system is present within the wall of the gastrointestinal tract from the esophagus to anus. Nerve fibers of enteric nervous system are interconnected and forms the Auerbach plexus or the Meissner's plexus. Auerbach's plexus is also known as meandric nerve plexus and Meissner's nerve plexus is also known as the submucous nerve plexus. Auerbach plexus is located between the inner circular muscle layer and the outer longitudinal muscle layer and regulate the movement of the gastrointestinal tract. Meissner's plexus is located between the muscular layer and the submucosal layer. Its function is to regulate the secretory functions of the GI tract. These nerve fibers cause constriction of blood vessels of GI tract. The extrinsic nerve supply controls the enteric nerve system and are from the autonomic nervous system. Therefore, it can be broadly classified as sympathetic and parasympathetic divisions. The sympathetic divisions, preganglionic fibers arises from lateral horns of the spinal cord between 5th thoracic vertebrae and the 2nd lumbar vertebrae. They terminate at the celiac and mesenteric ganglia. Postganglionic fibers that arises from the ganglia are distributed throughout the gastrointestinal tract. The function of the sympathetic nervous system is to inhibit the movements, decrease the secretion and constrict sphincters. Next comes the parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous system passes through cranial nerves and the sacral nerves. The cranial nerve that supplies the mouth is the facial nerve, salivary gland by the glossopharyngeal nerve, and the esophagus, stomach, small intestine and the upper part of the large intestine is supplied by the vagus nerve. While from the sacral nerve, nerves arises from 2nd, 3rd and 4th sacral vertebrae. From this arises the pelvic nerve that supplies the lower part of the large intestine. Preganglionic fibers synapse with the postganglionic fibers at Auerbach and Meissner's plexus, or also called as the meandric and submucous plexus. The function of the parasympathetic nerves is to accelerate the movement, increase the secretion. So we have discussed about the function and functional anatomy of the digestive system, wall of the GI tract and the nerve supply to the GI tract. In the next upcoming video we will be discussing about mouth and the salivary glands. So guys, hit on the subscribe button and stay tuned.